How's it going, everyone? Texas Man here, back with another video. I hope you're having a wonderful day. If you guys would, please, of course, give this video a thumbs up if you guys do enjoy it. Subscribe, of course, if you guys have not already. Also, doing the biggest favor of all, make sure you guys hit the bell notification button, select all for all notifications so you guys don't miss out on future content here on the channel. And this isn't a video I was planning to make, but given that we are finally getting some news, we're finally getting some information about the upcoming Disney movie Tron Ares, I figured because I really enjoyed the first Tron film, I really thoroughly love Tron Legacy. I think Tron Legacy is a underrated film. Just the whole story, the characters, the world, the lore, the soundtrack by Daft Punk, everything comes together and it's well done, well made, a great 90-minute sci-fi father-son epic adventure with warnings about AI as well. There is so much crammed into Tron Legacy, a 90-minute movie that I think as time has gone on, the fan base has grown. I think a lot more people have come to appreciate and love Tron Legacy. And with Tron Ares, with the first teaser trailer and the first couple trailers that have dropped, the more I've gotten excited. But the behind-the-scenes problems with the film have started to show up. And so what I mean by that is that there are 5 things I'm going to be talking about in this video that concern me, that worry me as to Tron Ares not being an actual Tron film. Now, all of these points I'm about to make could become totally obsolete when the film releases. However, based on information in interviews, and you can look those up online and whatnot, I'm not going to put them here in the video, but from interviews and other sources, there's 5 things that personally concern me and I think concern a lot of other content creators who are, of course, big fans of Tron and Tron Legacy, respectively. So the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that this movie is taking place a decade plus later, timeline-wise for the franchise, a decade plus later, after the events of Tron Legacy. But it is not a continuation of the Tron Legacy story. It is not a continuation of the Tron Legacy characters, and it is not a continuation of the Tron Legacy plot. Yeah, there might be some Easter eggs and references, but except for one character, played by Jeff Bridges, nobody from Tron or Tron Legacy is returning in Tron Ares. This has been confirmed. Okay? So, if you wanted a continuation of Tron Legacy, which is what I think 99.9% of the people that really like Tron Legacy were expecting Tron Ares or whatever the next Tron film was going to be about, then you're going to be highly disappointed. Yeah, there was that animated Tron Uprising show, and I've talked about that on the channel before, and it kind of dives into that a little bit, but a live-action continuation of the storyline and characters and plot of Tron Legacy in live action is something that most people were expecting to get eventually. Myself included. Because the film kind of does end on a satisfying conclusion, but it also has a bit of a cliffhanger teasing future adventures, which in 15 years we haven't gotten in live action. It's kind of just bonkers in my opinion. The fact that Tron Ares is focusing on a bunch of other new characters, new world, new plots, just new everything, baffles my mind. It's like, okay, did the people at Disney and the people in front and behind the camera realize, we're going to create a movie set in a universe, but we're not going to acknowledge what happened 15 years ago or decades prior? We're just going to create a Tron movie and just put the name on there, but we're going to make it completely nothing relevant to Tron. And that's the second thing I want to talk about. Tron has been confirmed to not be in this movie. Let me say that again so it can sink in, okay? Tron, a character, one of the focal points of the Tron movies, games, shows, anything else, Tron will not be in Tron Ares. Why don't you just call the movie Ares? You're gonna tell me you've created this plot, these worlds and whatnot, and except for the visuals and slapping the Tron name on it, it has literally really nothing to do with Tron. Like, the grid in this film, it could be from another world and you wouldn't know the difference, apparently, because Tron's not in it. So, how does this connect at all to Tron or Tron Legacy? You're not continuing the legacy of story, characters, and plots. There's no Tron in the movie. How is this going to be a Tron movie? Disney, would you pull your head out of your ass? Number 3. And you can see this in the trailers if you pay attention close enough and you analyze it instead of just watch it and be like, ooh, look pretty, shiny, awesome CGI explosions and lights and woo! If you pay attention to this, you'll notice this. Point number 3. There's a focus on women being smarter, more intelligent, and condescending towards men in this film. This is going to be a breakdown of masculinity again, as if though we, the audience, haven't gotten beaten over the head with that stuff in Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who, should I say any more? Jurassic World. You would think that Hollywood and all the studios underneath it for the past decade would have figured out we, the audience, don't like that shit. Okay? Women and men can exist in the same bubble. Why do they constantly need to clash and condescend each other? It's not entertaining. Point number 4. There's going to be a focus, and this is from people that have been making the movie. There's going to be a focus more on action over character. Okay? Something that I talk about extensively on this channel when it comes to movies, TV shows, and other such stuff is that you have to be able to blend both character and action together. If your film, show, or whatever else focuses too much on character and less on action, then it becomes a drama and it's going to be boring. If your film focuses way too much on action over character, then it's just a gigantic CGI green screen, explosion heavy Michael Bay, whatever, film, and you get literally like no character development. You have to be able to find a middle ground. And what it seems as though Tron Ares is going to be character focused second, with action being the focus. Now, here's the thing. Tron Legacy was able to strike a really great balance between these two, which is why I think it's one of the best movies ever made, especially by Disney in 2010. And just by Disney in general. Because, yeah, it had cool visuals, it had cool action pieces, but at the core of it, it was a father-son relationship and also a possible love story. So the characters and the action, they meshed well together, along with world building and other stuff. There was so much that happened in Tron Legacy in 90 minutes, like I said, that makes it a very complex movie. Tron Ares is not going to be anything like that. It's going to be very by the numbers, action. Characters are getting from point A to point B. They're going to do some, mindless searching for a MacGuffin device probably. They're probably going to talk about, global warming or some other bullshit. And it's not going to be deep. It's not going to be complex at all. Okay? Fifth and final thing I want to talk about that I'm worried about when it comes to Tron Ares is, like I said, a focus on action. So this film's going to be focusing, and you've seen this in the trailer, so this isn't a spoiler, but it's going to be focusing on the invasion of the grid characters coming into the real world. Okay? Here's the problem I have with that whole setup, and that's something that kind of bugged me. And I needed to rewatch Tron Legacy just to confirm this before I made this video. The whole point of the villain from Tron Legacy was to take himself and the other forces from the grid and invade the real world. Okay, even with Tron Legacy, I was just like, that won't work. Okay, the only reason it works for one character is because she's special and she's not really tied 100% to the grid. But everybody else that is created or born in the grid, they're stuck in the grid because they're not human, they're a program, okay? Tron Ares completely is going to skip over all of that, okay? We're just going to have an invasion movie, okay? We're going to have, War of the Worlds or whatever other sci-fi movie that you can think of where aliens are invading Earth because they have superior technology, because that's Tron Ares. And they're going to try to cover up all of the lack of, plot. They're going to cover up the nonsensical nonsense that is happening that makes no sense. They're going to cover everything up with nice visuals and explosions and just shit happening for no reason. It's not going to make any sense, but it's going to look pretty. It's like creating an Avatar movie with James Cameron and there not actually being any sort of plot. That's what Tron Ares seems to be. I hope that these 5 points that I've just mentioned are wrong when Tron Ares comes out. The only thing that I'm actually excited about when it comes to Tron Ares is the soundtrack by Nine Inch Nails, which I've already got pre-ordered on CD, which should be arriving sometime today, hopefully. But I'm just... The more information that comes out about Tron Ares, the less I'm excited about it. It's one of those movies I was like, it's going to be awesome! Finally, a new Tron film 15 years later! My excitement has started going downhill. And the more information we get, the more that I watch the more I watch of Tron Legacy on repeat, because I like that movie. I watch it constantly, okay? I'm a big Tron Legacy person. The more I watch the Tron Legacy and then I watch the teaser trailers and actual full trailers, I'm just like, there's a clear disconnect. I don't know what... I know exactly what happened. Kathleen Kennedy took over. Kathleen Kennedy and a bunch of other Californian activists have invaded Disney, and this is their Tron movie. And I'm just like... Besides the soundtrack, I don't know if I'm actually going to want to rewatch Tron Ares. Like, I've got Tron Legacy, DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K, and I also own it digitally and obviously on Disney+. I love Tron Legacy. I don't know if I'm going to feel the same way with Tron Ares. I hope these 5 points that I've mentioned, I'm wrong about. But I've got a gut feeling I'm not. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys all later.